All right. Go ahead. Nailed it. Nailed it. What's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Friday edition of Morning, presented by Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Parish Construction and Roofing. If you need an orthopedic, go to Brock. By the way, Brock, Rock, and Wine. It's that time of year again. Go this way. Coming up at the end of July. Info for Brock, Rock, and Wine available at brortho.com. Great fundraiser for the Brock Foundation every year, brortho.com. Parish Construction and Roofing, Unique Physique, uniquephysique.com. Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com. Bocock Brothers Premium Cigars. Use the code MATT15 for 15% off. What?
Go this way.
Drew, say it.
Go this way.
Good job. Go this way. All right, y'all. Good morning. Hope your Friday is off to a great start. Championship weekend. Bless you. Championship weekend in the College World Series. Hey, what do we say when LSU is playing? What do we say?
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers. Good job. Good job. LSU, Coastal Carolina. Kind of diving deep into that preview now. And interesting, if you haven't been watching Coastal, they got three really good weekend arms. And Jacob Morrison is their ace. He's 6'8", 245. Power righty. Excuse me. Power righty. But they set up their pitching a little differently in Omaha. Their number two, who's their number two, who's 6'6", 220 and throws 100, upper 90s. His name is Cameron Flukie, another righty, power righty, which I think plays in LSU's favor. But anyway. They kind of pitched off a little bit so as not to burn Morrison in the first game and saved him for game two. And it worked. And so they have this question now if they're going to go Morrison on Saturday, go this way, against Anderson, or do they throw Flukie? He's a good pitcher. I mean, he's got an ERA of 3 and he throws 100 against Anderson, and then they save Morrison potentially, for either for the closeout game for them on Sunday or to save their season and force Monday. It's an interesting way to go about it because the consensus seems to be that they're going to save Morrison for Sunday. I think that is kind of, I don't know that they'd acknowledge it, but I think that's kind of pitching off to say, do you really want to use your best arm against Cade Anderson? Because if you lose with your best arm, then you got to save your season with your number two. Again, it's a very good pitcher, but you're going against Ianson. So I kind of think the way, go this way, that they're approaching it, again, outside looking in, I think the way they're approaching it is you throw Flukie against Anderson, and if you have a good day and you manage to win, awesome. Now you got Jacob Morrison win the national championship. And if you don't win against Anderson, okay, now you've got Jacob Morrison to save your season and force a Monday game where they pitch Riley Eichhoff, who's they have a legit number 3, whereas LSU doesn't. And it becomes a one-game season and you let the chips fall where they may. I'm sure that's kind of how they're approaching it. So anyway, I think that's how it goes. Interesting looking at Coastal offensively too, because but good job. Go this way. because they're not really a power team. They rely a lot on being pesky, working long at bats, working walks, getting hit by pitch. They've been hit by 100. I looked it up this morning. 176 pitches, I think. LSU's been hit by 93 for context. So pitches, but Cade Anderson on the season has hit 3 batters. Anthony Ianson on the season has hit 4. So you're talking about dudes with elite command that don't walk or hit guys. So if Coastal's relying on LSU to walk and hit them, then I think you just got to throw strikes. It sounds pretty obvious, but in that park, they're not necessarily the team that's going to bludgeon you with the long ball, and they thrive on your mistakes. So don't walk them. Don't hit them. And play good defense, and you should be fine. The question then becomes about LSU offensively getting through against their guys. Which, you know, what I would say about that is, you know, I can look at Cameron Flukie with an ERA of 3, you know, 6.6 throwing upper 90s. And that's something you don't see a lot in the Sun Belt. What does that ERA look like in the SEC where you see upper 90s every game? I mean, just look at LSU. They've got 8 guys in the stat that they're 95 or higher. 8. So, I mean, and even if you're just looking at like the tall guys, I mean, their pitchers are 6'8" and 6'6". Okay, well, Maverick Rizzi, Cooper Williams, Chase Shores, I mean, Jacob Myers. It's not anything that LSU hasn't seen already, which is kind of the benefit, I think, for LSU. So, I'll take my chances with Cade Anderson against anybody in the country. So, I think the onus is really on bats to get going against some good power arms. Again, I'd rather face power righties than crafty lefties. So, I mean, look at, you know, Vital Shees from Arkansas. I mean, he just tied you in knots, you know. Crappy little lefty just ties you in knots. Probably not polite to say crappy little lefty, but he's a crappy lefty. I mean, he's just I think he might have touched 94. Nothing spectacular. He tied you in knots. Anyway, so game 1 tomorrow at 6, Sunday 1:30. Hopefully it's a wrap Sunday by mid-afternoon. About 5 o'clock, I'm jumping in the pool and firing up Locked on LSU and drinking whiskey out of a bottle and smoking a Bocock Brothers premium cigar. Get yours at BocockBrothers.com. BocockBrothers.com. And use the code MAT15, MAT15, MAT15 for 15% off. And to be perfectly honest with you, I might even recommend waiting. Probably not the best sales tactic, but they're going to, if LSU wins, when LSU wins, I would bet dollars to donuts they'll have a championship edition. But if you want to get them all, I mean, the boxes are collector's items too. So get the pinstripe Jay Johnson box, and you can get the championship box when that comes out. All right. I wish I could look down and get your comments. How about NBA Finals? Game 7. We got a game. So Sunday could be really cool, man. Got LSU and Coastal. We could see a closeout. And then we Game 7 of the NBA Finals. Indiana. Otter nailed it yesterday on the zigzag on the series. So went with the Pacers going to 7. I had OKC 5, but this thing's going 7. I think back to it. It would have been 5, but for the buzzer beater at the end of game 1. But Indiana stole that one, and with their backs against the wall yesterday, they blew out OKC. So goes back to OKC for game 7. Fully expect the Thunder will win game 7 on their home floor. And claimed their first championship in Oklahoma City. All right. Would love to look down and read comments and say good mornings, but I'm driving, so I'm not going to do that. So I will tell you to please, or ask you to please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. Oh, have y'all seen the Terrio baseball content the past couple days? I did some videos at the parish office with Ryan talking some baseball stuff and strategy. The one about, I had him break down the Hava Aloy play where he went to third instead of turning the double play in the ninth. And that thing last night looks like 150,000 views on Twitter already. So clearly we pushed a button, pushed the right button there. Anyway, yeah, let me know if y'all like that content, if there's anything else you want us to talk about or have me ask him about. And I'll do that. We'll do that. That's what we'll do. All right. Yeah, by the way, my apologies also for being a little late today. I hit a wall yesterday, candidly, y'all. I mean, this week was crazy busy after being in Boston and then not sleeping much and then having just a whirlwind start to this week with the LSU baseball games and everything. And then I was up till almost two nights ago after LSU clinched, and then was up at 5:30. And yesterday, by the time I got home from work, I just hit a wall and I went to bed. So I didn't record Locked On last night. So I got up at 5:30 this morning and recorded it. So anyway, so that's why I'm a little late here on this today, because I had to make up not doing Locked On last night. But Locked On is live right now, so you can check out Locked On LSU. We go into detail with the LSU Coastal preview. And I think I'm also going to do a crossover episode with Dave Schultz. So Dave Schultz is locked on Sunbelt, so knows Coastal pretty well. So we'll probably record that today, this evening, to drop tonight or in the morning. So you'll have another sort of preview of LSU and Coastal as we inch closer here to Tigers and Chants. Chanticleers. The Chanticleers. Okay. All right. We'll bounce. Y'all have an awesome day. Thanks for being there. You want to say bye?
Bye.
What do you say?
I love you.
Oh, that was sweet. You said bye, Dad Show?
Bye, Dad Show.
Okay. I love you. All right. See y'all later. Have a great day.